Good afternoon. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in northern Maine. Welcome to my cabin. Today's video, I am starting a new project here at the cabin. Actually, two of them. I have two older sleds, snowmobiles. One's an 85 and one's an 86. The 86 is in pretty good shape. So I'm going to take as many good parts off the 85 that I need for the 86, and that way I'll end up with a 1986 Skidoo Scout that's in pretty decent shape. And the other sled, what is left over, all I am looking to have left over on the other sled is the tunnel and the track. And you say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, I put out a video a couple of weeks ago about one of the projects that I was working towards here at the cabin. You know, through the commercials and all of that, and saving the money and stuff like that. From the commercials to support purchasing what's called a snow dog. A snow dog costs about $4,500, give or take. The one I want is about $4,500. So I got thinking about that, and I think I'm going to go in a different direction. I decided to do some research on building your own snow dog. I build just about anything that I need, so I don't see why I couldn't build my own snow dog. So that's why on the other machine, what a snow dog is, go ahead and Google it or type in track sled. I'm going to call it a track sled. Type in do-it-yourself track sled, and then you'll have all kinds of where I'm headed, all kinds of videos on YouTube that will send you what a track sled is. What a track sled is, it's a track, a tunnel, and handlebars, and you don't ride the track, you actually ride in a sled behind. So all you have is a track with a motor on top of it, going down through the woods or going ice fishing. It is perfect for ice fishing. Or perfect for keeping my trails open out here in the behind the cabin. I have 4 miles of hiking trails and hunting trails that I like to cover in the wintertime. And on a snowmobile, it's a little bit tougher. But I think with this track dog, this track sled, it'll go right between the trees. And that's the other thing. You can use it summer or winter. I think it would be perfect for dragging out a deer and dragging out a bear, and even a moose. Now, you couldn't drag the moose out all in one piece, but you can quarter him and put him in a sled and then take him out that way. It'll have all kinds of power because it's in the torque. You don't have speed. I'm going to build these things so they'll go probably top speed 20 to 25 miles per hour. It'll have a small engine on it. It's going to be a Predator small engine, 212 cc, which is 6.5 horse, or I will go up to the 8 horse Predator gasoline engine to put on the track sled. So that's going to be one of the projects that we're going to start, and I'll be bringing you guys along. Here's the fun part about this project. I always talk about in this channel, skills. Learn all the skills you can get. And this is going to be one of those learning skills that I talk about. I'm pretty mechanically sound on old snowmobiles. I can tear them apart, put them back together. Outboards the same way. But one thing I've never gotten into is welding. So I am going to purchase a MIG welder, and I'm going to teach myself how to weld for this project. So, like I said, you should always be learning every day. This is just something that I am going to learn how to do, and then in the process I'll be building a track sled. The track sled, the first one, is going to be all experimental. I'm going to make my mistakes on it. I will do the best that I can, but I am going to figure out how to build one. And then I have other machines. I've got an old 89 long track that I can probably gonna beef that up so it's more like a track sled tractor. I'm going to be looking at bigger motors for that. A 13 horse motor. That one has forward and reverse, so that could be a really, and it's a long track. So that one could be a really big help out here for hauling fish houses and all of that stuff. But I was done enough of this talking. I'll show you the two sleds. I'm standing right here behind, so I keep looking back at them. I purchased these sleds several years ago for next to nothing. Like I said, the 86 is pretty good, but the problem it's having right now is the upper clutch area isn't working right. So I'm going to take it off the old one and put it on this one. So this one right here that you're looking at is a 1985 Skidoo. And like I said, the only thing I'm going to be left with is the track and tunnel. Everything else is going to be cut away from it. All that it will be is a flat tunnel that you put a motor on. And the one sitting next to that is the 86. Like I said, that one's in pretty decent shape. There's a couple of parts that it needs off the 85. So I'll be swapping those parts out. And these are basically just backup machines around here. I don't do anything without having a plan B. These are my plan B. The other project I had to work on during this snowstorm was my tractor. When I left the last trip and headed for home, I noticed that I had a flat tire on the tractor. So I had to remove it and take that to the shop and have a new tire put on. Look how easy it is to jack up the front end of a tractor. Boy, I wish my pickup had something like that. Now the clip following this is the old dog sled that I've had for 30 years, and I repaired it so I could have my taxi. I've had this dog sled for 30 years. I've used it for everything from skis under a fish house. I've cut it down, built it up, cut it down, built it up. Well, I built it back up now to use it as a taxi. I've got several people that want to go ice fishing this winter, so this will be their ride. We'll call it Papa Tom's Taxi. They'll either be able to sit inside like a seat. I have a cushion for it with the back, or stand on the back, whichever's more comfortable. We'll be able to transport at least two people. I have a older fella and his nephew that would like to go out to the fish house. So we can put two people, one inside and one on the back, and head right out to the fish house. So I think what I'm going to do now is try to get my hands onto some kind of sign that says taxi. Maybe we'll even have one built up. Papa Tom's Taxi. And this is something that's going to take a while. It's not going to get done in one video or two videos. Like I said, I need to teach myself how to MIG weld. So we're going to start there. And then I will bring you along for tearing it apart, and I'll bring you along for the build. This is a pretty easy thing to build once I know how to MIG weld. Mechanically, there's not a whole lot there. And a lot of the parts come from a go-kart website. So there was some stuff that I have already learned that I'm really impressed with in turning this into a track sled. The reason I want a track sled is because snowmobiles, nowadays, they have forgotten about the sportsmen. 30 years ago, they built snowmobiles for the sportsmen. That was not all about speed, not all about trail riding, but they had torque, they were dependable, they were built for hauling, they were built for hauling firewood, they were built for hauling fish houses. They just don't build those kind of sleds anymore. The sleds that they're building are built for trail riding. They weigh 500, 600 pounds or more. This track sled, when I am finished with it, will come in somewhere around 200 pounds. So it'll be very easy to load, unload. If it gets stuck, it'll be very easy to give it a toss out of the hole. So there's a lot of benefits in having this track sled. So like I said, if you're interested in this, throw me a bone, and I look forward to meeting you, and I will see you in the next one.